be able to interview so many different people from so many different walks of life, that has to stem from somewhere. So would you say that was like part of your upbringing, or is that something that you just had to learn over time doing the job?
It's a great question. I think it's a part of my upbringing. I grew up in Oakland, California. The Bay Area is a melting pot. So, you could go across the bridge and just feel like you're in a whole other country. So Northern California has always been progressive in technology. So we always had access, or we were adjacent to the latest technology. It was always a melting pot, so we always got exposed to a multitude of different cultures, whether it was South Asian to African to wherever in the world. It could have been Scandinavian countries, and there were people in the Bay Area. I live in a black neighborhood, black and Mexican neighborhood, so the cultural impact that it was for me growing up in Oakland opened me up to being open-minded about people. Running track from Oakland, we traveled to places like the Diablo Valley, El Cerrito, Gilroy, all these different places, so we were exposed to a lot of different ethnicities and different ways of life. If you go across the Cattlecock Tunnel, you're in the Concord area, and those Walnut Creek areas, and that was kind of like suburban. So we got to see everything from the flatlands of Oakland to the hills of Oakland to the suburbs of East Bay to the South Bay. And so by the time we got into hip hop culture brought everybody together through dance and music. And so it kind of prepared you to not really worry about the hue of someone's skin, but with the character of what a person brought to the table, or how they express themselves through dance, or how they express themselves through that microphone, or through art, or how they rock their fashion. You on purpose right now with these sneakers and this hoodie and this hat, right? I'm on purpose with mine, you know what I mean? That's just learning about your own individual identity and being proud of that. And it doesn't matter where you come from. You ain't gotta be a thug, or you ain't gotta be a nerd, or you can be both, And so by the time I got to MTV, I had all that exposure. By the time we got to radio, we had all that exposure. That I think helped prepare me for MTV and be able to do all those kind of things.
You've been here in hip hop for so long. What is one thing that has been the most consistent, and what is one thing that you feel has changed, in your time being here?
Rebellion, and has been very consistent in hip hop. To not settle for the status quo, individuality is a form of rebellion, not conforming, and understanding that your individual aspects are as important as anyone else's, so you speak out loudly, you speak out proudly. I think that'll always be a strong component of what makes hip hop hip-hop. I learned that it was a cry out from the disenfranchised who weren't being recognized or being heard or being shown, and we still get that to this day. Corporate infiltration has really morphed the idea of hip hop in many ways, and created a lot of division, and changed its outcome and how it looks. It's created these facades, defenses that cause people to be divided, and that's because capitalism got in and really made it vile in many ways. And over the generations, people can't tell the difference. It's almost like a great charmer came in and told you that this is the only thing that counts. And so people got really persuaded by that, and then we learned to hate hip hop, and we learned to devalue it, and we learned to say to disown it, and then so our motivations became different. It became all about the money, or all about the fame, and not enough about the talent and the dedication and the devotion. So you see a lot of people who make it famous, but really don't, prescribe to the idea that this is about a culture. It's really about their wallet and their pocketbook.
Yeah, no, completely, 100%. Well, I appreciate you for everything.
All good. Tell Carmelita I love her.
Yeah,
all right?
for sure.
Okay. All right. Peace. Somebody.